Okay, so this morning, this is the analysis I've done so far on the British pound and the USDJPY. Number one, at 5 a.m., the British pound stochastics was overbought. The ATR is below at 1.2640, and the bias is to the short side. Now, on the 60-minute, let me get there. On the 60-minute, we have been oversold. Whoop, wrong one. Sorry about that. Okay, on the 60-minute, we have the potential of a double top formation. I do need a bearish bar to develop, but see that this is not giving me any information other than there is hidden divergence here on the lows. Do y'all see that? And that was confirmed here, and of course it did move up off of that, but it could push this up further. What I'm worried about is this congestion dot and this being overextended. I would not go into a long position off of this, okay? And then on the 15-minute, do you see how that congestion dot's there? Normally that's going to push it down, okay? But we just developed a reversal bar to the upside, okay? That's the reason that you see I don't have anything here because I can't determine which way it's going to go. Do y'all see that? You know, part of it is, and let me put it down here, this potential top with it being at that slow moving average. This is a doji, but I have to wait until this bar to decide which way it's going to go, okay? And that's always the case with the doji, okay? Over here, you're at a congestion dot, and this higher time frame is telling me down, but that formed that reversal bar to the upside, which does not make sense, okay? So I can't determine which way this is going to go. So in this case, I didn't put anything here because I don't know. Any questions on that? Now, on the USDJPY, I think it was a little bit clearer on this one. Do you see how we have that trend divergence here? We're overextended here. So this is telling me short and short. This is saying potentially up, but you're also right at that medium moving average. So it could come down again. Do y'all see that? So if I go over here and I'm saying, okay, my bias is to the short side. Okay, this is telling me short. This is telling me short. Is this telling me short? No, we're overextended. What happens when you're oversold? It goes up. I would expect it to come back and test 108.32. Okay. Now, do y'all see my cursor? It's the little dotted line. When I'm holding my mouse over that, do y'all see how on the 5-minute it's right at that moving average? Now, you're enticed to take this trade, okay? Because, oh man, I'm getting a bullish bar. It's right at the fast moving average. I'm going to go short. No. You do not trade the 1 minute by itself, just like you don't trade the 15-minute by itself. I want to go into this time frame, okay? But this is telling me now is not the time to do that. Does everybody see that? So we have to wait. And this is where your discipline comes in. You have to wait. You might get, for example, trend divergence up here, and then it pops up to this ATR. Okay, that would make sense. But to take this while it is oversold does not make sense. Did everybody complete their trade analysis? We got a few minutes before we can do anything. Did everybody get my trade analysis with the snapshots? Did you catch the divergences? Most of those, if you go back and look at them, the 360 is going to dominate today on most of them. In other words, the 360 is really going to play an important role today, because on a lot of those, the 360 was overextended in one direction or another. And this is where you're going to be focused on that 360. Let's say the daily was going to dominate, then, you know, use your 60-minute more. Now, I know, and this is something important to look at. I know I do not need to look at the British pound again until 7 o'clock. Okay, why? Because during my 60-minute analysis, I couldn't determine the direction. So in that case, I know we're going to be trading this one, which is the USDJPY. Now, I do already have my 5-minute binaries open, and I have them on the USDJPY because that's the one that we're going to be trading. And let's mark the trend divergence here, because this is what's going to pull the market down. Do you see how you just got that magenta dot here that tells you you're going to come back to here, which is 109.21. So I'm going to move this line up to here. I should have color coded these lines, but I was trying to get into the room, so I didn't. Now, this is one of the keys to, I think, trading the 5-minute binaries. Do you see right now there's only 2 pips difference on these? Well, at, I believe it is 8:10, so it's the 8:05 binary. That actually goes to 4 pips. And I do not trade them when they're 4 pips. Okay, do you see how you're forming this bearish bar? Now, it may still pop up to just about 108.32. Okay, well, let's see, yeah, it's 108.32, which is just about at the slow moving average, not quite. I'm going to go ahead and actually snap a line on there. Go here. Okay, so you have your bearish bar, okay? Price is trading at 30, so I want to come in probably at 39, and you have to be a little bit quick on these. All right, and then immediately I'm actually going to set a profit target. I got in at 66.5. I'll do a profit target at 25. Okay, and we're at 29, and that's right at that ATR. And we have about 2 minutes to get there too. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do it a little bit under that at 27. Now again, I focus more on this over here versus focusing on this chart as much. There's a lot of noise on that chart. We have 1 minute to move down. I don't really like that ATR is there, but I was trying to enter and I didn't catch that. But it's okay. You have 2 seconds left. So on this one, you basically lost 36, but it's also 6:15. So now you have to come back and do your analysis again. Okay. So now you have to put on here that you have a ATR at 108.29. It's below at, hold on just a moment and I'll show you my spreadsheet. And is your analysis still the same? Well, actually my analysis is still the same. It's still short. Okay, there's nothing that changed that. Do we have anything that's overbought or oversold on the 15-minute? No. I think I'm supposed to do the 15 minutes. So this is 108.22. I think I used the 1 minute. We still have the divergence there. It's coming back to test this moving average again. Is there anything that tells me I want to go short right now? No. So now we have to wait again. Now, remember, you have 3 5-minute bars for every 1 15-minute bar, okay? We do have a congestion dot now here at 108.33. And I'm just marking it to make sure I pay attention to it. We also have a pivot low formation, and I don't like that at all. It's right here on that 5-minute chart because this says it's going to go up. I would expect it to go up to this congestion dot. in this one. I'm going to change the colors on some of these so I know which one it's on. This one come from the moving average. We'll do that in the light blue. Do you see how you're oversold now? Now we need that bar. You need to pay attention to where this is. So you're at 33 and it can potentially come down to 30. Do y'all see that? So you've only got about a 2-3 pip move in there. Now, before I accepted the price that they were asking here, you could go in and set like 75, or, well, in this case, you could do 78. Immediately go in and put your target. In this case, I'm just going to set it at 30. Make sure your working order is there. They're coming back to test that high, but they've rejected it a few times this morning. I think we're at 31, which is here. I really need this to come down to this congestion dot. It's got 1 minute and 2 seconds left. You don't want it to be oversold when it does it either. And the profit target was filled. Now we have a new binary. Don't go into it just because it's moving real quick, okay? Where's your setup, okay? Are you at an area that is going to act as resistance? No. Is there anything right now over here telling me it's going to actually go down? No, you have ATR right at 108.26, okay? So now I have to wait again. Maybe they'll come back and they'll test this little blue line here. I don't know. It has the potential to go down to 108.21. okay? Because we've had that trend divergence over here. We've made that double top formation. We're still waiting. I would like to see it test over here again. It's right at that moving average over here. On the 1 minute, the one thing I would notice right now is you've got a potential for hidden divergence. I mean, not hidden, but trend divergence. And this would be bullish. Okay. And I'm not going to take my line off of there unless they take that low out from the stochastics. Do y'all see that? And in 4 minutes, we have to do another 15-minute analysis. And I'm already looking at the 15-minute to do that analysis because you've got potential hidden divergence here. Okay, from this low to this low, you're making equal lows on the stochastics, but you're actually making higher lows in price. Do y'all see that? And you have to pay attention to this, especially on the 5-minute chart. Okay? Because that might say, hey, this is ending here. It's not really confirmed on that 1 minute, but don't read a lot into that 1 minute either. See how you got that magenta peak? It says it's coming back to the ATR. And there are times when the moving average will hold. This bar over here is going to end in 2 minutes. You're getting another doji over there. And this is when I kind of back up from the screen a little bit. Because right now you're getting a snake bite on your 1 minute chart. All right, now we need to do another analysis, okay, on the 630 bar. So what I'm looking at over on the 15-minute, you know, what is there that's going to say, hey, I'm going to take a trade? Okay, we do have a magenta peak. So I need to mark that magenta peak if I know how to type. So we have a magenta peak here. To me, this is flatlining, which tells me this might go up. And we have a doji formation. Okay, that just tells you have to wait until the next bar to determine where it's going to go. If this is a bearish bar, now it did make a double top here. I need to put that on here too. Double top. Okay. So that could send it down, but what do you have to wait on? You have to wait on that bearish bar. Okay. Is there anything on the 5 minute saying take a trade? Nope. And in this case, I would venture to say they've made a double bottom right here on the 15-minute, as well as a double top. What does that mean? It means it's trading in the congestion range. They're coming back to the slow moving average, which equals the fast moving average over here. They're starting to form that bearish bar. We do have the potential of a sweet spot down to here, but the trade's just not there yet. I'm going to take a real quick break to get me a cup of coffee, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. See, they're testing that ATR now. You're also overextended here. That's a reversal bar, but that's by itself over here on the 1 minute. What is it over here that's telling you to go short? What is it over here telling you to go short? There's not anything. Don't trade this in isolation. You've got 1 minute and 29 seconds left. You have to wait for a new 5-minute binaries. Which abbreviations are best used for the RSI and ADX? Overbought, oversold, and any other divergence categories. Because remember, you can have divergence on the RSI. You're getting it right now. And you won't see me mark those a lot of times because I kind of look at the chart. Hold on. Let me get this here. So do you see here how you're getting that divergence, John? And if you look down to the ADX, you're getting divergence on it too. Okay, this is telling you the momentum to the upside is slowing down. Okay. Now this is overextended. Okay. There's no way I'm going into a long position when this is overextended. It's overbought. Okay. You don't go into an overbought market. You might get trend divergence here. Okay. You know, between here and where it is right now, if we get a bearish bar. But again, where is your trade over here on the higher time frames? This is what I'm talking about. Don't be enticed into this chart unless you're seeing it on these charts as well. And this, you know, I'm doing a 15, 5, and a 1. Okay. This works just like that on a 360, 60, and a 15. Don't look over here unless you can see it on these two time frames. Okay. Because this can be noisy just like the 1 minute. Okay. We have 59 seconds left. I'd like to see it go up there and tag that blue line again on the 1 minute chart. And I was talking about this blue line, not this blue line. You just had trend divergence over here. I'm not going to mark it because it messes up my chart over here. Do you see where you had that divergence there off of that last bar? And do you see it's moving in the opposite direction? Now, both of these are telling me down now because that is a final bar printed. They rejected the move-in average here, okay? I do think it's going to come down to 26. You could get 27 with 4.5 minutes left for 75. The only thing that worries me about this one is the stochastics on the 1 minute chart, okay? But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and set a target on this. And I'm just going to set a target at 30. Okay. Make sure when you go into these, you set your target because these things move very, very quickly. You will get very proficient setting targets. I don't like the stochastics over here on the 1 minute, but it could go down below it like it is right now. I'm hoping it goes down another pip before it goes up though. And you can always exit early if you need to. You do have to come over to your working orders and do your working orders. Now, the one thing that I would notice is this has got 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Okay, so I've got time for this to come on down, even if this was to tick up and then tick back down. We're just going to have to wait and see what it does. A lot of times what I'll do on these is open up the ticket, okay? Because if I see it tagging 26.8, I might go ahead and exit. Is everybody following me here? And I don't do a lot of these either. Tell you what, let's change this to, I might have missed it. Let's change it to 40 and see if it pops back down and takes us out. I don't like it because it is overextended now. You do have to be quick here. Oh, I got filled. Okay, I'm good.